Location.
Stop that shit. All right, people, what the fuck is good? What's good? All right, so we got to get into some things. I just want to make sure everything is set up. Welcome. Oops, sorry. I was not supposed to do that, but I did it. So here's the thing. We are going to get into some things today. Now, if you're returning a subscriber, then you know how this shit goes. Some shit might cut off. Some shit might go wrong. Some shit might shut off. But we are going to get through the show. If you are new and if you're watching this video to just be like, you know what the hell is this asshole about to say? Well, welcome. Hopefully, if you make it to the end of this video, you make sure you subscribe because it costs you nothing. Now, what I want to talk about today is Cardi B. And, you know, I don't like Cardi B. Well, that's not all the way entirely true. I do, in fact, enjoy Cardi B's music. I do. But what makes me feel like sometimes I don't like her are the fans and are the bigger media platforms. So what do I mean by that? So basically, I've been wanting to do this video for a very, very, very long time. But I just didn't feel like anybody would listen, and I quite frankly didn't have the platform to speak on it. And I just kind of also felt like no matter what I said, no one is going to even remotely understand where I'm coming from without them automatically calling me a hater or automatically saying that I'm a Nicki Minaj stan, which I'm totally not. But we will have to bring Nicki Minaj up in this conversation. I mean, it just is what it is. Now, how do I want to start this? Okay, so Cardi B, although she is a great package deal, right? She's a great overall package. To me, I don't feel like she is any way, shape, or form the queen of rap or the next queen or the new queen, you know, and a lot of people would say Cardi B is the queen and she's up next and she has the throne. She's hot. It's no denying the fact that she's hot. But I guess my frustration in all of this comes because I just kind of feel like, are we going to ignore the fact that this woman is, quote unquote, a rapper, but doesn't deliver any real rapping ability? Like, she doesn't freestyle. We already know she doesn't write. On top of the fact, even when she's on stage, she just doesn't possess that je ne sais quoi for me. Like you know, I feel like when I listen to Cardi B's music, I like the songs. Let's talk about the good first. She has great beats. She has a great team. She has a good look. She's not black. She's not white. She's mixed. She's Afro-Latina, if we will. And we all know right now the Latina thing, the Latin agenda or Latin push for hip hop is at an all-time high right now. And she's not brown skinned without going too far deep onto the dark side, no pun intended. But all those things play a part in it. On top of the fact, she's from New York. And let's be real, for a very long time, New York City has not had an artist that popped. You know, for a while we were stuck in Atlanta for a long time, and New York City was really hoping that they could get an artist out of New York to shake things up again. So with all that being said, yes, she has #1 records. Yes, she is a hot commodity right now. You put her on anybody's song, it's going to be a Billboard top 100. Absolutely. But is that really because of her talent? I don't think so. I think we are in a day and age where Cardi B is popular strictly off of her personality. And the fact that she is an okay rapper, we wanted to, the public is backing behind her because they feel like they can relate to her story. And a lot of people don't want to see Nicki Minaj at the top anymore. Let's just call it what it is. And for years, I feel like people have been rooting for the underdog to come up and surpass Nicki Minaj or give Nicki Minaj a run for her money, but no one has been able to do so yet. Then you have Cardi B come around within the Instagram era. She warms the hearts of those through her videos, her viral videos on Instagram. Then she has her stripper struggle story. Then you see her on Love and Hip Hop. And then people think that she's not going to make it. And then she makes it. Then she gets married. Then she has a baby. She has a #1 song. So it's this whole fairy tale of you can do it too that people I feel like are connecting with, which is nothing wrong with that. But as a music fan and a personal fan of a good, healthy competition, I really get frustrated when I'm seeing Cardi B be crowned to some as the queen of rap, when really, if you take out her popularity, because that's what's pushing the sales. That's what's pushing these numbers. If you take out the popularity because of the likability of her and just get down to the talent, she is really no threat or competition to really anybody. She's really no threat or competition to any of these female rappers out right now. And I think that's the frustrating part. Like, let's just take Nicki Minaj out of it. There's so many other female rappers that can out-rap Cardi B, that can outperform her. But because they don't have the story, or because they don't have that personality, they're not going to make it. And listen, I'll be honest with you. I was one of the first people to say, when Cardi B was on the come up, because I watched it. I was like, everybody was thinking that Remy Ma was going to be this new next thing. And I was like, no, Remy Ma is a distraction. Remy Ma, the people are going to give Remy Ma what she's due because she went away to jail. And Remy Ma is just kind of going to pick up where she left off, and then poof, Remy Ma's done. I said, you want to watch out for Cardi B because she played her cards right the whole time that Nicki and Remy kind of were having their disagreement, and Cardi B would go on her interviews, and she was on Angie Martinez, and she would just say, when they would ask her if she's beefing with anybody, she would say, I'm not beefing with anybody. And then they would ask her how does she feel about signing her record deal, and she would looking like I caught a lick. So she knew. She played it smart. I'm not taking that away from the girl. She absolutely played it smart, and if you weren't paying close attention, you might have missed it, and look where we are now. Now, I'm not discrediting her work ethic and her hustle. I just think I get frustrated because I feel like so many people within the industry, on top of the fans, gas Cardi B up so much. And I feel like in the back of our minds, we really know that she's not that good. Like, I can't tell you, like, shout out to the Breakfast Club. Even my guy, Joe Budden. Like, Joe Budden is like my uncle / cousin / brother in my head / mentor. Look up to that man. Give me an air horn for Joe Budden. Love that guy. But I was disappointed at him when I was watching Everyday Struggle, even DJ Academics. Shout out to Academics. But I would listen to these media guys, these guys that we all look up to, and these guys that push the culture forward. And it was like, none of them wanted to say what it was. And I feel like they would get me to the point where I'm like, okay, is somebody going to just call it for what it is? Cardi B is only hot because of her story, not because of her talent. If she didn't have that story, and if it wasn't packaged right, she would not be who she is. Because she really can't rap. And nobody would say it. I didn't expect Charlamagne to say it. I used to be a big fan of Charlamagne, but then the way that he can be paid off, I think Charlamagne, if the thing about Charlamagne is, if you don't do interviews with him, or if you don't fuck with him anymore, or if you tell him that he's wrong about something, like, he'll shit on you. I stopped respecting Charlamagne's opinion when I realized he was very biased, when I realized he could be bought, and when I also realized that he was sensitive and he took things personally. I dated back all the way to when Nicki Minaj first came out. Charlamagne was buying her bacon and calling her the queen, and telling her she should never respond to people that try to attack her and antagonize her. And then every time there was a new female rapper that was coming out, he would then champion them, because Nicki Minaj would have to frequently, whenever she would go on The Breakfast Club, she would literally have to check him, Envy, and Angela Yee, because they wouldn't even prepare for the interview, to the point where they wouldn't even listen to the music, do the research. I think Nicki Minaj put a fragrance out and Angela Yee didn't even buy the fragrance. You know what I'm saying? But she wanted Nicki to give her a free perfume. So I realized that, they over there were some dick riders. Anyway, especially Charlamagne. Like, if you're not riding his dick, he's going to flip on you. So I realized that his opinion is very biased, and he's going to go with whatever is making money for him, or whoever's, entertaining his ego. So that's one thing. But when it came to like the Joe Buttons and the DJ Academics, people that are really critical and speak very critical about hip hop and the influence, especially Joe Budden, how he was going in on Lil Yachty, and how he goes in on these mumble rappers, even goes in on the Migos, goes in on the Little Pumps and the Tekashis and all of these people. And granted, all these people still chart, still have #1 records. Let's be very, very clear, okay? Now, but yet, you think Cardi B has bars? And you're not going to call out the bullshit that Atlantic or that's going on with Cardi B's success? But we'll call out all these mumble rappers. Literally, we'll call them all out for having a lack of talent. You know what I mean? Or saying that they don't really rap. But does Cardi B really rap? And I think that's the issue that I'm even having with, I think that Nicki Minaj is even having. Like, here's the thing. I don't mind Nicki Minaj losing the throne. But for me, it's like, it needs to be a battle. Like, I don't want to see Nicki Minaj lose to a personality contest or a popularity contest. It needs to be bar for bar. Like, Nicki Minaj has a real challenger, and we're getting to the music. It kind of feels like at this point, it's who can have the best storyline on social media. It's who do people like more? Okay, well, we all like Cardi B more. We feel like we can relate to Cardi B more. So we're going to buy her album. We're going to support her more. We're going to stream her music. But never mind the fact that, she doesn't write her own rhymes. She doesn't freestyle at any of the ciphers. She doesn't really perform well. Like, she doesn't give you that va boom, that oomph, that je ne sais quoi when she performs. If you ever watch Cardi B perform, you could see that she's not even comfortable. Like, she performs like this. Like, where's the bad bitch in it all? You know, where's the confidence? Like, she doesn't embody a queen to me. But going back to my point, I just kind of feel as though if I'm going to see a new queen of rap or hip hop be crowned, then it needs to be because they were rapping. Like when Nicki came out, whether you liked her or not, you could not deny her bars. You know what I'm saying? Even now, people don't like to give her all the credit that she's due, and lately she's been on some fuck shit. But at the end of the day, no matter what, this woman has a delivery that's out of this world. She's been on tracks with Eminem, out-rapped him on Roman's Revenge, out-rapped Kanye West and Jay-Z on the same song with one of her most iconic verses. Like, to me, that embodies a queen. Has done features with every pop star you could think of. Now, granted, she's never had a number one, but what does it take to really get a number one now? Does the song really have to be that good? Or do you just have to have people streaming your records? Because remember when Nicki Minaj first came out, I don't think there was a such thing as Apple Music or anything like that. I actually went and bought the CDs. Now, I remember for Bodak Yellow, Atlantic lowered the price of the record on iTunes to 69 cents. And then they were having streaming parties. People were literally just playing the record and not even listening just so that it could go to number one. Why? Because they liked Cardi B. It had nothing to do with her musical talent. Just because they like her personality. And some people will say, well, Armon, what's wrong with that? Well, there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. But if we're talking about the queen of rap and hip hop and artistry, Cardi B does not have it. Not to say that she can't obtain it, but right now, she does not have it, man. And I be trying to listen. I try to connect with her musically, and I just can't. Now, am I going to sit here and tell you I don't like any of her songs? Absolutely not, because I'd be lying. I listen to her songs in the club, whatever. But like, even when she raps on a song, the flow, just the cadence of the flow is not smooth. It doesn't move my spirit. You know, when you listen to a good bar, good song, or good verse, you just like, that motherfucker went off. She does not make me feel that way. And I just kind of feel like, am I the only one that notices this shit? Like, are we going to just ignore it because it's like you don't want to say anything bad about Cardi B? And I kind of feel like that's what it is when it comes to these bigger media platforms. Nobody wants to be the one to say something bad about beloved Cardi B. I don't know if it's fear of, you know, somebody losing a bag. I don't know how many people have money into this Cardi B brand, or how many people are being paid, or what. And I don't even want to assume. But for me, I just feel like it has to be something like that, because people are not really calling it for what it is. Why hasn't she been called out for not freestyling at all? Oh, because she said she's not a freestyle artist, a freestyle rapper. But every rapper that's a rapper's rapper, that's a hip hop head that people respect, drop a freestyle or go on these radio shows and spit bars. So how can these media guys champion Cardi B so much? How can the fans champion so much, and she hasn't went on to Funkmaster Flex or Sway in the Morning or and just dropped bars? Like, what has she done to earn the top spot outside of being a personality? Like, outside of being a personality, I don't think that she's done anything. But I will give her credit to this point. I will say she saw a lane and she tapped into it. which was the trap lane. You know, there was no female doing trap. Nicki Minaj doesn't really do trap. There's not a lot of female trap artists, and trap music was really big over the last past 2-3 years. Like, it was huge. It's kind of dying down now. You know, I think we're in a shift of music, and I really think this Hispanic or Latino trap is trying to push its way forward. But the Atlanta circuit trap, mumble, whatever, I kind of feel like that's kind of coming to a close. But Cardi B got locked into that, and then she got locked in with those beats. Like, those producers were really, she got some lit beats. I'm not gonna lie. You put some dope tracks to that, like, and then some dope lyrics to those beats, then it's a good song. But outside of that, I don't feel like there's anything else. I just feel like she was willing to do what it took to be marketed, and I think that for the people that have the powers in Hollywood or in the music industry, they was like, okay, so she could actually make us a lot of money and pose a threat to Nicki Minaj. She's younger by 10 years. She's light-skinned. She's not black. She's Hispanic. So we can market her in the Latin arena, and we can market her in the pop arena, and we can market her in the trap arena, and she's from New York. So I get it. It's definitely money to be made, but are we just going to ignore the fact that all of this is a built-up package? Now, Cardi, if you ever watch this, I don't know if you do or you don't, but if you ever seen it, it's nothing personal towards you. I think that Cardi B is a good person. I think she has great songs, but artistically, I don't feel like she's all that great. And I just feel like nobody was calling the shit out. Nobody was saying a lot of Cardi B's success outside of the personality portion of it all was the fact that people were championing her so much because it was out of spite for Nicki Minaj. And this has nothing to do with if I'm a Nicki Minaj fan or a Cardi B fan. That's just what it is. A lot of her success is literally built on the fact of people were tired of Nicki Minaj. Period. People were tired of her.
You're trash.
Stupid.
Hello, motherfucker.
And that's just what it is. Now, over time, you've gained to like her, but you got to also notice they've continued to build her story with the marriage and the baby, the number one. All of this is like this big Cinderella story. If y'all don't watch it, y'all will end up being manipulated in the mind to thinking that Cardi B is the next Michael Jackson. Like, I could foresee if she's around the next 2 to 3 years, people are going to be saying, next you're going to see Cardi B outsells Beyonce. Cardi B breaks Michael Jackson's record, and watch. And then people are going to start trying to push like she's the greatest artist, one of the greatest artists of all time. I could literally see that happening. And I'm about to laugh at the thought of it, but people will literally believe that. And most people on the other side of the industry, I'm talking like big media, big urban media, they're not going to call that shit out. They're going to know that that's some bullshit behind the scenes, but they're not going to call that shit out. They're going to probably rock with it, depending on how much money they got invested. So, and that's just how I feel about it, because I just found it so funny how, like, you have these breakfast clubs and you have, you know, the everyday struggle. You have your Joe Buttons and you have these guys that talk hip hop and rap. And they talk against these mumble rappers or these rappers that don't put in work. But then you champion Cardi B when it's like, how the hell can you shit on a Lil Yachty or a Lil Pump, or hell, how can you shit on a Tekashi 6ix9ine and champion a Cardi B? They're all the same. They're literally all the same. How can 6ix9ine be a trash rapper but Cardi B's a great rapper? How can Lil Pump be a trash rapper but Cardi B's a good rapper? How can Lil Yachty be a trash rapper but Cardi B not be? How? How? If you in the comments, because I know I'm going to have a lot of detractors in here, I want you guys to comment at least one person you think that Cardi B can out-rap. Because to be honest with you, shit, I feel like Bad Baby can out-rap Cardi B.
Hello, motherfucker.
Honestly. But okay, enough is enough. I'm not going to do too much because I know a lot of y'all probably not going to be feeling this. But I needed to just get that off my chest because I just kind of felt like these people with platforms were never saying it. So I was like, damn, I just really want to just say how I feel. You know what I mean? Like, I like Cardi. I like her songs. She makes great records. But we got to stop looking at the fact that she's had number ones. Even if she wins this Grammy. Where did it come from? Did it really come from the fact that she was just really a great artist? Really? This phenomenal talent? This rapper? This female rapper? Or did it come from the fact that she was popular? People wanted to see her successful. People didn't like Nicki Minaj. She's lost a lot of support. So we supported the next best thing. So we blew her up. Because at this point, I don't even think that the talent matters. Because if we go talent for talent, it's evident that Nicki Minaj is the better rapper. But some people will even debate that. People will try to debate that. And that is crazy to me. People will literally try to say that Cardi B can out-rap Nicki Minaj. And that is beyond me. Like, that's literally beyond me. That is so beyond me. But people are entitled to their opinion. But really think about it. Why is Cardi B so successful? Because we live in a streaming era. If I'm a fan, all I have to do is stream your music all day. It doesn't have to be good. Not to say that her music isn't good, because she does have good songs, but it doesn't have to be good. It could just be, I want to support you. And so if the way I can support you is streaming, and then we have major media, big media saying, let's support this, let's all get behind this person, then most people are going to do that. So before we start jumping out and saying Cardi B is this and that, like, let's be real. She's a built package that's marketable and it sells, because why? The current person, Nicki Minaj, is not really relatable. She doesn't really show her much of herself. Cardi B won over fans with her personality. So at that point, the music didn't matter. That was just the icing on the cake. And so now we're here. And people want to see her win because they like her story. It has nothing to do with the music, in my opinion. But, all right, guys, if you guys made it to the end of this video, let me know what you guys think. Remember, make sure you guys like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. It costs you nothing. Yeah. So let me know. Oh, and by the way, if you have any dope beats, email me at thearmonwigginsshow@gmail.com. And who knows, maybe I'll feature your beat on my next show. All right. Until next time, I'll see you soon. About to get on out of here. If you know someone or you have any beats that you would like
Location.